Hi everybody, and welcome back to our third video in video number 3. And when we left off, I did want to stress that AI, generative artificial intelligence, is generally not going to be very helpful in this course, and students are not allowed to use that unless I specifically give that permission in advance. And there really isn't much reason for me to do that in this course. Anyway, again, I do reserve the right to increase a student's final grade if I feel, based on my own judgment, that student's points are not representative of the total learning that student has achieved. Anyway, probably the most important, as I mentioned earlier in the syllabus, is this. This is the course assignments by due date. And again, I keep a copy of that very handily in my possession. And here it tells you everything that's due and when. So for example, here is the start of the course on Monday, September 15th. You want to review the syllabus, take a look at the introduction videos that I'm making right now, and that kind of thing. And then, not to forget though, that the syllabus quiz and the icebreaker discussions are due September 18th here. Okay? And then on September 21, our first assignments are due by midnight on Sunday. Here we have the concept videos. I recommend we do the extra credit smart books first, then the concept videos, then the exercises, and then the problem, and then the quiz, and finally the Module 1 reflections in that exact order. And I think that will give you your best possible outcome. So as I move through this course assignments by due date, you'll see here that I'm determining the teams for the group project. And then finally, our first exam on October 13th here. It opens on Wednesday, October 15th, and closes on Friday, the 17th. So you have a fair amount of flexibility as to when you take that exam. But don't forget these extra credit reviews. There's 20 points here up for grabs. 10 points for the multiple choice portion and 10 points for the problems portion. Very important that we do that, I believe. And you get some extra credit for it too. Okay, so we go through the rest of the course here. Exactly the same kind of thing. We take our next exam on November 10th. And finally, the ethics paper is due November 28th, and the Great Adventure Group project is due November 29th. And as I said earlier, if I go back here, by the time we get through Chapter 3, you have the technical skills necessary to do the Great Adventure project. So you have plenty of time, if you don't procrastinate, to get that done, and away you go. There's a fair amount of work involved in it, but basically it takes you through the accounting cycle for this fictitious business that they set up, and I think you'll enjoy doing it. Finally, our very last project is then going to be the exam, and the of course the extra credit reviews, and I'll do those at tutoring sessions. I'm happy to work through that with you if you join me for that. And then finally, our end of course survey. So here's everything point-wise that's possible. Okay, that concludes the syllabus, and we'll stop here, and when we return, we'll go into the course, and you can see exactly what the course organization looks like. Until that time, bye for right now. Okay, so here we are in the course, and the course is set up here. When you come to the home page, this is what you'll see when you first log in. But if you scroll down a little bit here, you're going to see these very convenient little red buttons here. And that allows you to go to module to module to module. So I can go over here on the left-hand side of the page and click this, and that will take you to the very first module. It does take it a second or two. Come on now. All right, so here's course information. And it takes a little while to load, so you want to be a little careful with that. But I think it's much easier. I'll go back home. I think it's easier just to use these buttons. So here's the course information. It takes you exactly where that module screen took you. And so here it is. So here's our course overview information. I will have published, by the time you see that, the syllabus videos that I'm making right now. And I'll put them right here into the course overview information. I also have some information here on me. I'll bring that up real quick so you see it. I think you're going to find that I've done just about everything in spades that I'm teaching you guys. Here's my phone number again, and my availability for tutoring. I went to USC, love USC football and those kinds of things. But here's just a little bit about me. You can read about that if you're so interested. So we'll go back home and go down to course information again. All right. And now, here's some McGraw-Hill information here for registering. I won't go through that, but those are their products, and it can help you if you happen to use the 2-week free trial. Here's how to upgrade from that if you do that. And then here's the orientation videos, how to register for Connect and those kinds of things. And then a little bit about how to do concept videos, homework, general ledger assignments, and SmartBook. This is pretty intuitive stuff, so I'm not sure you're even going to need it. I have some extra PowerPoints that we won't probably go through in this course, but the time value of money is particularly helpful, PowerPoint. Here's a lot of general information here from Santa Ana College. I'll let you ripple through that on your own. Here's some Canvas support information if you want a little bit of help on Canvas. And then there are all sorts of student services that are available where you get computers, where you get tech support, tutoring assistance. That would be the ACC tutoring that I do on Friday, as well as the Net Tutor, and then some other information that you may use or may not at your. And then here's other resources that we have, all sorts of resources at Santa Ana College that you can use, where the library is, health and wellness, DSPS information, etc. And then finally, here's Net Tutor. There's a link back on the home page to this, so you can grab that easily too. So as we get started in the course, here you're going to see each chapter has a little bit of an introduction and instructions. And if you proceed down through the modules, I'll say that over and over again, this is the easiest way to stay organized, other than using the course assignments by due date, copy from the syllabus that I just went over. And here are the first assignments due September. They're Canvas assignments. And then I have instructional videos. I'll bring that up real quickly here so you can see it. Bring that up real quickly so you can see it. There we go. And here they are. All you do is click on those videos, and that will be the chapter 1, as if we were in class. Okay? So hopefully you'll find that helpful. I have all those videos available for free, by the way, in YouTube, and I will provide that information and announcements in just a second so you see it. And then here, as we scroll down a little further, I'll go back into Module 1. Each module is a week. So you can stay very nicely organized here. Here's the McGraw-Hill assignments here. And then here's the extra credit assignments. Here's some supplemental files, exercises, and resources. There's no points assigned to that. And then McGraw-Hill has some additional resources as well. A practice quiz, which is usually very helpful in doing the quizzes. And we go through all these just like it's shown here, and away you go. All the way till the end. 12 weeks, 12 modules. Okay, pretty easy to follow. I've put a lot of effort in making this easy for you guys to follow, so hopefully you'll find it that way. Next, I'm going to go look at announcements here. And so in announcements, you're going to see, I'll just go down to the first. Here's a welcome and getting ready for Accounting 101. You'll find that also in the modules. Very helpful. It's very easy to attend my Tuesday evening tutoring sessions. All you do is click on Tech Connect Zoom link over here and join the session, and away you go. And then here's a procedure for registering for Connect. Make that easy. You can see there's a number of these that I'll release. Here's my free subscription to my YouTube channel. I think I have a full complement of videos for both this course, the 102 course, and both semesters of my intermediate course. So I will release those as time goes on. Okay, so here I'll just click on Zoom so you can see it. Here is a lineup of all the Tuesday night sessions that we'll be having. Here's the first one on September 16th and each Tuesday thereafter. Okay. So the other thing I'll mention here is McGraw-Hill. There are several ways to get into McGraw-Hill. I recommend that you just do it down modules, just like I showed you. Click on the assignment and away you go. It is possible to get into McGraw-Hill other ways. So if I were to click on that, you're going to see a little bit more complex way to get into McGraw-Hill. And I can see all the assignments here nicely in McGraw-Hill, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the Great Adventure Project, the quizzes, and the exams. You can do it that way. It's a little more involved, but it's fine if for whatever reason you think that's easier. I think it's easier just to use the modules and click on the assignments and the modules. There are other ways to get into McGraw-Hill Connect. Do not do those. Either do it this way or do it the module way, and you'll live happily ever after. If you try other ways, you're going to find that maybe your points don't come across the canvas properly. So that's an important thing. Lastly, I will take a look here at the grades. There's nothing there yet, but here's what it looks like from my perspective, like a big Excel spreadsheet. And here are all the assignments across the board. You're going to have a grade book too with all these assignments on them, and you will be able to see if your points come over properly and what points do, and away you go. Okay, that looks like our brief overview to the syllabus and the course review are completed. Certainly, if there's any questions or those kinds of issues, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm here to help you in this course, and I hope you're going to find it to be very helpful. And here, by the way, is that NetTutor link if you want to use that, and away you go. And I have this little thing, students approved through tutoring. So I hope you'll join me for those sessions. I think you'll find them fun and helpful. Well, until we meet again, bye for now.